Welcome back to Only Talk Sports, where we talk sports every single day, or at least we try to. I'm your host, Jeffrey, and subscribe to the channel if you like sports content. Hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. Now, we have the battle of the bad Big Ten offenses between Iowa and Rutgers. Who is going to win this game? Let's break it down. Kirk Ferentz, the longest tenured head coach in college football at the same school, and his Iowa Hawkeyes are 2-1 to start this season. They started out with a atrocious win over South Dakota State, 7-3 in a game that they had 2 safeties and a field goal. There was no touchdown score. That was the first time that a team had scored 7 points without a touchdown. And in like 20 years, it was insane. Then they lost to Iowa State 10-7 in a game that if they had just put up one more score or one more touchdown, they would have won. And they couldn't get it done, and Iowa State escaped out of Iowa City with a win, 10-7, first time Iowa State's beaten them in many years. And then they bounced back and beat Nevada 27-0 in the first game that their offense kind of came to life. And quarterback Spencer Petras, a lot of people give him flack, and with good reason, because he's not a great quarterback sometimes, and he's just not impressive throwing the football. But a lot of it, to me, is still Kirk Ferentz's son, Brian Ferentz. I don't think his offensive schemes are that good, and I don't think they really help Spencer Petras out. I think Brian Ferentz was a better tight ends coach, but Spencer Petras did have 175 yards and a touchdown against Nevada. Running back Caleb Johnson, a freshman, he had 103 yards and 2 touchdowns. This guy can play. He only had 7 carries, too. They need to use him more. That would definitely help the offense out with kind of like how they've had like Tyler Goodson in the past. That would help out Spencer Petras a lot in the throwing game. Wide receiver Nico Regani was back in the Nevada game, and that really helped. He missed the first 2 games, and that helped their offense out. He had 56 yards and only 2 catches. That's big news for Iowa fans because, again, Nico Regani is a great player. Arlen Bruce, the 4th at wide receiver, he had 50 yards and a touchdown. He's played well as 2, and that's good that Iowa's got 2 receivers that they can rely on. Sam Laporte only had 13 yards, but he's a great tight end and will probably follow Noah Fant and TJ Hawkinson from Iowa that will follow him to the NFL. And on the defensive side of the ball, Iowa's got a great defense. Defensive back Riley Moss, he only had a tackle because no one wants to throw it his way against Nevada. Jack Campbell had 3 tackles. He's a linebacker, and he plays all over the field. He does a lot of things for Iowa's defense. And defensive lineman Lucas Van Ness, he had 3 tackles against Nevada. So you don't want to play against Iowa's defense. Their defense is legit, and it's very hard to score on them. Now on the Rutgers side, Greg Schiano, they are 3-0 to start the season, but it is kind of shaky. They beat Boston College on the road. It was a decent win, but Boston College is not playing too well, 22-21. They beat Wagner 66-7, which is always good to blow out a bad team. And they won at Temple 16-14. Duke beat Temple by like 38-0, so that's not a great road win for Rutgers, but a win is a win. But part of the problem for Rutgers on offense is that quarterback Noah Vedral has been out. He has not played this season. He is a game-time decision. If he is available to play in this game, that will help Rutgers out a lot and will determine whether they can win or not in this game, to me, because if he can play, he's definitely the best quarterback that Rutgers has, because Evan Simon at quarterback, he only had 52 yards against Temple. They did not trust him to throw the ball, and they barely used Gavin Wimsatt, their true freshman quarterback. But again, Evan Simon, he only had 52 yards to the air. Johnny Langan, he's a do-it-all player, and I call him that because he's kind of a quarterback / running back / receiver for Rutgers. He had 79 yards rushing against Temple. Aaron Cruikshank, he's a good wide receiver. He had only 18 yards because, again, Rutgers' throwing game is terrible right now unless Noah Vedral can come back. And on the defensive side of the ball, defensive lineman Aaron Lewis had 5 tackles, linebacker Deion Jennings had 4 tackles, and defensive back Avery Young had 4 tackles for Rutgers against Temple. Rutgers has a good defense as well. This game right here, to me, the 2 teams mirror each other very well, and this is what's going to determine who's going to win this game. Rutgers has a good defense. The most they've given up is 21 points on the season. Obviously, Iowa's only given up 10 to the most to Iowa State, and they lost that game. But for Iowa, their offense is improving a little bit with the emergence of Caleb Johnson, and they've got Nico Regani back. So that helps them out. And on the Rutgers side, if Noah Vedral is available to play, to me, I think Rutgers can win this game. But if he is not available, they're going to struggle to win this game because they're not going to be able to throw the ball, and Iowa does not allow you to run on them. So if Noah Vedral can play, I would pick Rutgers, But if he don't play, and we don't know if he will, I have Iowa winning this game 21-10. I think both defenses are going to play well, and I don't think there's going to be a lot of points. But without Noah Vedral, Rutgers is not going to win this game, and Iowa will win 21-10 because they have a little bit better of an offense. Even though this game is at Rutgers too, and that is a factor. Rutgers, this is a home game, but Iowa to me just has more explosive offense, even though their offense is not explosive. But they have more explosive offense than Rutgers does currently without Noah Vedral, and I have Iowa winning 21-10 over Rutgers. Subscribe to the channel for more sports content. Like this video down below. Comment down below what you think about this game, whether Iowa or Rutgers is going to win and why, and I will see you next time.